It's awesome. I mean, it's great getting out there and playing for, almost 2 hours every night, and we just did the Europe leg, and we've been playing for like an hour and 50 minutes, so it's killer, man. It's like, I mean, it's cool opening up for people, especially bands like Metallica and whatever doing, we did Mayhem this summer where there's so many bands where you're just kind of like playing a half hour, and so that has its advantages, but this is more of like, being able to do our thing for almost 2 hours, so it's killer. We were just really ready to go in the studio and start writing at that point. That had been, the Blackening for us had been 5 years from the point where we started to the point of finishing touring for the record. So, by that time we had kind of all separately, like at home, maybe written some riffs together, and never really, got together to write actual songs. So we were just ready to go, man. We took a couple months off. And then me and Rob got together after a few months, and just started writing stuff, and everybody got together, and it was good. The stuff was just kind of flowing out of us, and we definitely we knew we didn't want to go in there and try to do the Blackening Part 2 or anything like that. Just experience of trying to do that before or doing that before, and. We were just super stoked with the way everything came out, and we felt like when it was all said and done that we had made a good successor to the Blackening. Forming clouds, the shadow clouds, louder than tattered wings they sound, descending down they come, the storm of locust skies above conversion. We felt at that time that that wasn't after the release of Supercharger and 9/11 and basically the record not really getting a push that it needed and never going back to it. It was just a bad time, and so we both agreed to sever ties, and going, and right after that was when we had basically told Aru, the guitar player, he needed to leave the band because he was looking to do something in a very different vein than what Machine Head was. He was looking to do a very mellow record. So going back into kind of starting from the ground up again, we searching for a new home for the band, and writing new material, and almost it just got to a point where we got so frustrated with the whole situation, and we the only thing that we knew we still had was our fan base, and it basically took us back to being where the band first started and why the band started in the first place, and that was just to be a metal band and against the grain of whatever was going on at the time. So we just started writing pretty pissed off music again, and being at a point like that kind of makes you put you in a corner, and we just thought, hey, we're a metal band. If this is gonna be our last chance, because this may be it, you know. Seemed like the music business didn't want Machine Head around anymore, so you know, we wrote this pissed off, angry record, and things happened. You know, Roadrunner heard what we were doing. Roadrunner, at least US, the worldwide Roadrunner never really wanted out in the first place. So got back our ties with Roadrunner, did a whole new deal, everything was great, and you know, the rest is kind of history. You know, that record, Through the Ashes, did great for us, and you know, the Blackening going into that, we still, as good as Through the Ashes did, we felt like as a band we had a lot to prove to people. I think people might have been a little skeptical. So with the Blackening we did that, and now going on to this one, we've just, you know, we have this sort of musical freedom now, and we can, you know, and our music is like, being pissed off is just part of our musical like influence, I think, you know. So yeah, we're in a good spot. I guess in a way, it kind of, you know, it kind of takes some pressure off of trying to get your video played on MTV, on wherever, you know, because that's the way it used to be, and now it's more how people react to stuff, you know, and that's good. That's kind of like the band. That's the type of band we've always been. We've always built our fan base off people coming to the show and just, you know, having a great time, being blown away, and you know, and and telling their friends. So, you know, nowadays, just to, you know, you put a video out there, and you know, it may be on a video show somewhere, but you put it on the internet and you're going to get, you know, 10 times the audience. So it's just a matter of how people react to it, and you know, but I think it's good the way it is right now. My setup is it's a Yamaha Oak kit, 2 kicks, 10, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, ton of cymbals, zillion cymbals, and just kind of added the little 8-inch tom on there just because like on my off time I always play to like records that I used to play to when I was a kid, you know, Rush albums and stuff like that. So playing to that stuff, like I kind of needed to do the Neil Peart thing, like have an extra tom up there and a higher tom. And for the writing of this record, I just left it on and kind of opened a lot of things up with the music. And you know, I never really, probably more so now on this record and a little bit on the Blackening, I've tried to maybe get in and overplay a little bit. I've always tried to kind of play within the song and whatever the song is doing, kind of go from there. And if it's complex, it'll be complex, and if it's, you know, a lot of times it's just playing within the song. So now I'm kind of trying to incorporate a little bit more Keith Moon to my Neil Peart stuff or whatever, you know, like, you know, I was raised on Peter Criss from Kiss, Neil Peart, Tommy Aldridge, and you know, lately, like the craziness of Keith Moon has really inspired me to like try different things and stuff like that. So, you know, whatever the song needs, I do it to it. Yeah, it's killer, man. This tour is going great, and we come through a town near you. If you're watching this on the interweb somewhere, come on out.